Here's 5 things that are way more toxic for you than your Teflon pan. Your Teflon pan is actually not even the worst type of PFA exposure. I'm going to show you what they are, but I'm also going to show you really easy alternatives, how to avoid the worst PFAS exposures. Hey, my name is Beatrice and I'm the anti-plastic lady, and I just don't want you eating and drinking plastic. Unfortunately, PFAS are in so many products. This is one of the reasons that the EU has actually proposed banning all 9,000 plus PFA compounds. PFAs, let me give you a little rundown, are known as a toxic forever chemical. They basically make things non-stick. That's what happens is they end up leaching off and you end up ingesting them. They're called the forever chemical because they bioaccumulate and they're never destroyed from the environment. Now, in your body, they can last 5, 7, upwards to 10 years. So they're directly linked to a suppressed immune response, internal damage to your liver, kidney. They're directly correlated to cancer. And then all the other things that come with endocrine disruption. 5 things that have way more PFAs than your Teflon pan does. Number 1, your water. So every single drop of PFAs that ever been made still exists today because it lasts for upwards of thousands of years. They've actually proposed legal limits for PFAs in our water. This is a huge step forward. It's in all the global water supply. We're just discovering a lot of big places in the EU as well. In the United States, there are certain places that are worse than others. And by the way, it's in a lot of bottled water too, because most bottled water just comes from municipal water supplies. The last time they did a national survey, it was in over 80% of water, including private wells. It's everywhere. But what do? You get a water filter. So getting a reverse osmosis filter is going to be the most effective. There's ones that you can get for under $100. I love AquaTrue. HydroViv is another really good one. So with all of our water being contaminated, that means our seafood is all contaminated as well. They've done testing all over the world and found every single fish, crustacean, everything has PFAs in it. The levels of PFAs in ocean fish are far lower than freshwater fish in the United States. In fact, the levels of PFAs in freshwater fish was so bad that there was a health advisory put out by the EPA basically telling people do not eat the freshwater fish that you catch. Cool. Number 3. Your fast food packaging. Anytime you get something that's like paper-based in regards to food packaging, it's going to be coated in PFAS. That makes it non-stick, makes it not break down. The paper wrapping in your Subway sandwich, McDonald's, Chipotle, all of those are lined in PFAs when they're like paper-based. A lot of companies have actually said that they have started phasing them out, and effective January 1st of this year, California intentionally added PFAS from all fast food packaging. That is amazing. However, I am very hesitant to get excited about this because a lot of companies have actually promised this in the past. Then advocacy groups have gone back and tested the packaging they said didn't have PFAS anymore, and it was still present. So try and avoid it if you can. Just try and take it out as quickly as possible, because the longer it's in there, the more the food will absorb the PFAS. 4, all commercial baked goods are baked on non-stick parchment paper lined trays. Those are PFAS. The FDA got a big shock when it tested all of these things in a supermarket to see if it would have PFAs a few years ago, and supermarket chocolate cake actually had some of the highest PFAS out of everything that they tested, and that is because of that parchment paper lined thing that they would bake the cake on. Just at home, you can avoid this by just getting unlined, uncoated butcher paper. Of unlined muffin paper is another really good way to go. Anything that is unlined. Again, you can make it non-stick by just like smearing it in butter. For 5, cosmetics. There are tons of PFAS in cosmetics, and a lot of them are not stated as such on the outside. Now you're going to start seeing this less and less as companies begin to phase them out, because there's been a lot of legislation passed at the state level. A lot of those haven't gone into effect yet. So anything that says long-lasting, waterproof, it was highly prevalent in foundation, in mascara, anything that's meant to be on your face for a very, very long time and provide like oil resistancy.